Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. Here we are, back again with the new series. But you may be questioning, where is the other series? I promise you it is not done. I have just put it on pause because it's at a point where if I want to, I can just come back to it anytime, continue it. And Jake has talked a little bit, and while we do this, we're going to be working in the background. I will go over the game and what we're doing, but I want to get these guys working. But I also want to let you guys know what Jake has said in the devlog and basically the state of 6.7 as it stands. I was going to say Z67. V.67, which is the next version of the game. That is going to be coming along in due time. And you have to be patient because unlike most game studios or game devs, Jake is just one man. And he has obligations to things and people who he cares about. So his life and the things that he enjoys matter to the game and what we like in this game as a whole. So seeing him happy is a good thing. And he seems to be relatively happy. I think he's just very tired. He has to take care of his kids over the summer break, and he has very little time for Songs of Six development. And we're building our fishery, by the way, in case you didn't know what we're doing. So he is working on it whenever he gets a spare moment, as it is his full-time job. But according to the devlog, his children take up a lot of that time. With that out of the way, and I try not to speak for him. This is just stuff that he has said. He has spoken in the past about it, and he has also spoken a lot in the devlog about all kinds of other really cool things. And as you can see, look at these amazing Amevians. This is what I've been wanting to do for a while. I just wanted to do a monoracial city. Amevians have been on my playlist, my next to go list. So we are going to play Amevians. We're going to build a nice, beautiful Amevian city. No real challenge, other than I want to get a big old army, and I want them to actually be my troops out there in the world. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do our best to build up an army. We're going to be making babies. We're going to be building a nice city, but it's just going to be all Amevians. I don't want slaves. I don't want nothing. And we will choose a religion. We'll choose all that stuff. And it's going to be a lot more edited. This is going to be a kind of shorter, more precise series, but I will go over what I'm doing here and there, so I'll tell you guys, especially at the beginning here. We're going to follow along. Look at all them sleeping. A lot of them could be doing stuff, so let's actually pause real quick. So normally when you start with 10. Right now, since we've started a lot and I have played this game a million times, I'm going to start with the 55 of them. These are natives, so we have the option to get our procreation center up right away. It's over here, so we can get that Amevian hatchery going straight away. Something I will do, and we can also get this hearth going. We'll get the 2 wells. You usually want to do 2 wells, just so that you have spare space on that well for another person to use it. You can see we've got really nice fertile ground here, so we actually probably want to put this over here. Amevians will be working over here, as it'll be noisy, living over here, working over here for food. I think that will be the best idea. Oops. And then we will go and grab a speaker, like so, and you put a double speaker for the same exact reason you put the well, in case the thing fills up and there's not enough spaces, or someone is not working at the speaker, they will have someone potentially at the other speaker. Not always going to be 2 guys working at the same time, but a lot higher chance. Well, they also do that. Amevians like mud houses, so really all you want to do is just build them some mud houses, and they will be happy as possible. So we're just going to plop this down right here. And they're going to get to doing that. I don't care about grain. I do, however, care about my livestock because they are quite good at Globdian ranching. So we will make a pasture dedicated to that, I think. Kind of right here. Oh, it would be stupid to put it on top of that iron because I'll probably take it off in a week. In-game, not in real life. I plan to play this a little longer than that. We should maybe do something. I don't want to take away from the water. You have to bear with me too, because I'm one of the most indecisive 6 people of all. I have to make things look relatively good if they're gonna fit into my city. I think it would go good here, and we can fit a little warehouse here. I think that looks good. Put a door there. Put a door there. And that should be good. Nice. We got these houses up and running. Got all of our wells and everything running. Let's get a nice old road going. Something like that. We're gonna need a janitor in a second. Let's do this instead. That looks much better. 120 slots too. Perfect. And as they only eat fish, let's go in here and remove. Actually, they like fruit as well. And obviously eggs. So the meat we can sell. And they like both alcohol types. Not all of the races like both alcohol. But we can speed time up here. Should be good on the rations, as the Mevians have a low appetite. I don't want your crap. They always want to give you stuff. I don't want nothing from you, and you don't want nothing from me, so get out of here. Yep. And I'm actually going to edit this to remove that, so that's 2. That's going to bother me later. It's going to be like this for like a while at the beginning here. Right? I just love their aesthetic, though. The way the Mevians look, and to know that they are one of the original races, I learned this. They are one of the original races that Jake had. They had been removed and brought back. So I was in the impression that they had came after all of them. But they're one of the rare cases that actually they came first, and they left. So there was a mass exodus, and these guys came back. So let's get rid of all of these shitty foods that these guys don't like. We want the Mevian city to be pristine, perfect, beautiful. Everything they could ever want in this world. And I will achieve that for them. I'm going to put this big old warehouse here. As we're in our natural biome, we'll do this. We are going to actually get immigrants, as much as I was saying, like natives. I have tried a native run on the Mevians before. It's brutal. It's actually brutal. So we're not going to do that. So, straight away we've got this building going. There's 13 guys working. We need 24 fabric to get that fixed up. We could do that. I think we're gonna do that by trading with a neighbor. Checking what they get for some prices. 34, 32, 52, 39. So this guy is a good dude to buy it from. As we have a lot of spare livestock, we'll do that, and then we can negotiate for 32. Actually, we'll go for 40. Jesus, you are asking for a lot of money, sir. 654. Oh wait, how much do you want? 75. There we go. You get exactly what you asked for, bastard. You bastard. Who do you think you are? And then we're gonna go and build a carpenter. Kinda just over here. I think we should just tuck them in right here, because we don't need it to be too big. Actually, I want to extend it just a little bit so that there's actually space for that. Nice. And I just saw our stuff get in here. Let's slow time down. That looks good. Something like that. 11 guys. We just want to have enough guys to actually get furniture being made. That's all. And we'll have the door over here so that there's no noise coming out this way. It'll be in here, but it's fine. Noise is not too big of an issue. We can deal with that. And then let's give them access to their resources. Start cutting down some trees over here. Speed it up. And what could we put in besides that? A laboratory. A lab would probably be a really good idea. 10 people. Sounds good to me. And then we do have our tech from spawning in with the extra people. So we could get the paved roads, which I will. I'll get this, and I'll get the arena. And we may as well get proper burial. We still have 400 available. You notice how powerful and accurate our distribution of those points was? Then you will know the power of the fiend right there. Let's put that, and then also let's get the fight pit going here. I'd rather do a bigger fight pit now than have to build up another one later. And then really not concerned too much about the way our housing is, just the amount of housing. So as long as we have houses, it's fine. So like I could plop in some houses back here too. But I don't want to like fill their area up too much, so we'll just plop a house right there. Try to go for like an organic thing, while also being a little bit smart with our placement. Put this here. I don't expect many Mevians to die, but if they do die, we'll have a graveyard just in case. Just in the likeliness that they do die. Let's give them some flowers in here. Put them in there. Then just put a little pathway in front. Actually, let's spin these graves around. Like that. Like so. Boom. That's looking good. Put little nubbin stones in there. They'll have a graveyard, they'll have a stage, they'll have all of the things that they could ever need as beautiful Mevians. And they'll have all of their little services over here. And we'll try to get them a marketplace on this corner here. A Facebook marketplace, of course. Every good Mevian needs access to Facebook. God damn it. If I don't have Facebook in my kingdom, I'm gonna frickin' riot. Just kidding. No Facebook. Facebook is banned from the market. No fucking social media in this kingdom. I think that if the Mevians were political, they definitely would be extremely conservative based on their racist tensions. They just scream, I don't like anybody. Literally. I don't want anyone around me. I wish things went back to the way they used to be, please. I used to be happy when I was a kid, and now I'm miserable. Which is actually mainly the reason why old people are so fucking annoying. They're just tired and sad. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see how old these guys are. They're 73, exactly. I know it's hard to get up in the morning. This guy's okay. He's 11. 46. Jesus. If I'm 46 and doing this, which I probably will still be because it's fun, that's quite alright. Don't bully people based on their age. Let them do what they want. God damn it. Who the hell are you to determine what someone can and can't do? Asshole. I'm just kidding. Let's suspend this job so that these jobs get finished, and then we have some spare furniture. Actually, let's suspend this one too. Nice, we got that Look at that. I love when they're dancing. That's one of my favorite things. We've got a lot of spare stone. Let's actually utilize that by just going like this here. It costs 12. I think it's honestly worth it to use all of our knowledge right here to get the paved stone. I'm willing to do that. I think that's a smart idea. And we want to get 24 furniture so that we can upgrade our fishery here. And we will see plenty of fish. Let's also give them space for this. We could sell the grain and stuff that we've got. What's going on in here, guys? I'm gonna need an answer where that fucking furniture is. Oh, there's not enough warehouse workers, of course. Alright. Come on, grab that furniture. They're too busy. Too busy picking up other things. That's alright. I still love all of you. I love the Amevians more than any other race, to be honest. Now I've played it a lot. Humans are cool and all, but there's just something about a freaking lizard man. It's cool as hell. They're just the baddest, the most beastest looking dudes. Especially with their new character models. Oh, there we go. I was speeding time up so we could actually get that going. How much we need? We need 48 there, and this is 43. So let's continue these two jobs there. They'll get these done. Looks like our Mevian babies are happy. They've got some spare meat, surprisingly. Surprisingly. Would not have expected that. Let's actually do something here. We've got 25 odd animals, and like I said, they don't care about shape, and not only that, these buildings don't count for shape anyways. We didn't put a hut in the side either, so good thing I rebuilt it. That would have been annoying. I would have been like, why is it not creating as much as other buildings? The entire time, I would have never known. There's no real reason to upgrade this one yet. So let's speed up time. They should get that done. Yep. And then we remove all of the resources except for these two and close, and then put one guy on that job. Two guys, actually. We'll put two. And then they'll get to work on the laboratory. Get our fight pit up and running. Did we upgrade this? Yes, we did. And we're starting to see a return on the fish. Let's also create another fish zone here. Get that going. Could actually probably put that there. So 12 guys. We want at least space for like 30. Generous number of people. Get out of my face. I don't want to see no dang old slaves. Alright, 28 is as good as I'm gonna get. That's alright. Put that building there. Nice. Do that like that. And then we'll also adjust this here so that... Oh, that's their house. And it doesn't matter then. I thought that was the freaking warehouse. Then actually, let's do this the other way then. I thought that was the warehouse, so I was putting it like if that was the warehouse. We can put the building like this. And there, really don't have to go too far to grab it from here, and I kind of want it to store up anyway, so keep it like that. Looks like we lost some workers. Oh, they're all working here. Let's drop it down to like 5. Yeah, I think that's how many people we have free right now. Put a little road. So. Dang, he gives you a lot of grain to start out here. Let's give you all of that shit. And then we'll keep the rest. Sell the meat. Thank you, sir. Take your money. Hopefully these guys get to doing that. So there's 13 fishermen, 1 guy here. Take a merchant from here. We'll take 1 from here. 8 actors, which is a lot. 4 gladiators, 12 there. 13. Oh, it's a lot of carpenters, that's why. We'll drop that down to like 2. Where, oh, this. Let's do that, and then we need workers. Let's go to 75. Welcome to our village, our humble village. Which I have to name. I have to come up with a name here. Let's come up with a good name. Oops, I'm in the wrong menu. Alright, there we go. Atlantic City, with the fish. They're pretty. And we're ready. We want to gather all the fish. We also want to get this building done. Which they should get done soon. We're going to speed up time. Yep, nice. We have the training ground available. So, we're going to go into military training ground here. And we're going to build one of those right over here, since this is a noisy area of town. See what building size we can get away with in here. $25 actually sounds like a good idea. And then I build another one. Why don't I adjust the shape though? Alright, this is how we're gonna have it look here. And we'll put another one right here. That way, they have space for 50 to train. And we'll adjust our military. We'll disband these groups here. Also, we should put our technology instead towards fish. All of it. Fish is the way to go, brothers. Forward. Forward through fish. We'll have our guys training here. Conscripts are training. Amazing. Amazing. Right, here we are. We're back. We're back. I know I just cut off, but I had a lot to do. I had a lot to do and a lot on my mind, and it's Especially sometimes I like to get the early setup going so that I have something to kind of work with. And primarily these series are just a showcase of what you can do with the races, how different cities work, and just how they can run. And honestly, I just love building new cities all the time. So we've built quite a substantial town here. We have 229 Emevians. We have like 30 babies, 25 babies, and 25 children and 5 babies, which is pretty good. We have a bunch of different industries going here. I had to actually remove this. This is our throne room. As I realized I was stupid, I built this very early on top of our ore mine area. So I went and I adjusted this, and I made it a area to make metal with a warehouse and a charcoaler in here, and I built it nice and tight. I don't know why, I felt like this would be a good idea, something that the Emevians might do. You know, just all the buildings interconnected with a canal outside, you know, just to give them that access to water that they really like. And I also want to put more pools. So I went and got the mason, actually, so that we have access to pools early on, and I can put pools throughout the city. They are very expensive, though. I think that a pool kind of is too expensive to even justify it sometimes, because it's 8 per slot. So it's basically, I guess, the same as any other thing, because the statue is 24 for its spot. So I guess that's how Jake measured it. 8 is 1 square of any awe item. It still feels like a lot, though, because when you're spreading it across a large area, it adds up very quickly. So even that is just going to be 120 or so just to construct this pool. But that'll be good. We see all these guys are here cleaning off, and you can see Xylus here. He's actually going to go over here and start working, and hopefully eventually he'll come and take a bath, because he looks dirty as hell. I thought he was going to take a bath. But they are exceptionally clean. That's the main thing I like the most about this game, is I want them very clean, and I want them clothed up. But I have a tailor. We have the tailor over here. So we have our carpenter tucked in with the charcoaler and the smelter. All of these guys share the same warehouse, kind of the same resources. And then we have a tailor over here specifically with leather. When I get tools and I get a barber, then I will have leather coming from my Emevians, so I won't need a hunter. But I have a hunter on the other side of the town here, just so that we can get enough leather to actually get armor going. It's way more expensive to buy the leather. It's not really worth selling the armor after. I think that you probably wouldn't get as much. Let's see what it's worth. I guess so. Let's see what the recipe is. 2 leather to 0.5. Technically, it would barely even cover the cost, because leather is about 150. So that's 600 leather. Yeah, 600 for leather to get a profit of 72, and that's on average probably going to drop down each time. So something like that isn't worth it, and I think a lot of people will go and buy leather, or they'll buy armor, and I have a lot of money. I could do that, but I choose not to spend it on anything. I only purchase fabric. I'm currently just exporting all of my excess goods. I don't eat meat. None of my people eat meat. They specifically just eat eggs and fish. If we can get fruit, I will get fruit, but I'm not going to put a single Emevian to a fruit farm ever. There is no way on earth they are going to be out there in the fields farming for fruit. That's beneath them. They are exceptionally great at everything except for farming, and they don't want to touch farms. That's something I'm not going to have them doing. So we don't mind doing industry and other stuff like that. That's really okay. It's not a big deal. It's the farming and stuff like that and other agricultural work. They're just not into that. So they do primarily fishing. We have a lot of fishers. I think it says, how many do we have? 63 total, although a bunch of them are training currently at the training ground. I went and altered the shape of it so that it's a little bit more sleek, a little bit more slender, something nice. And we have this little plaza entrance here, as well as the stockade zone, so that they have some law in this area. I don't think there's anything else. There's just the slaver. Slavers are just in case you get into a battle and you capture some guys. Or a rebel group or whatever. You capture some people and you can turn them into slaves. Make a quick buck or two early game. I think Jake really expects a lot of players to stay in this early game. I don't know how many people actually do. I personally never do. I can't stay below 100 for very long. Although I do enjoy it, I have to start to get deeper and deeper and start to get those higher tier things, and I always am requiring more people in order to do so. So I had to jump up to like 220 pretty quickly. Ideally, once I'm sitting at like 500, I will sit pretty for a while, and I'm sitting pretty right now with our metal smelting and the amount of ore that they're pulling in, plus the amount of charcoal that they can pull. And then what these canals do is they actually produce a ton of irrigation to this area, providing us a lot more access to trees than we normally would have. So there's a lot of trees that are getting cut down from this area. And then we obviously have our Globian pasture here, which is in the middle of a fertile zone. You can see I perfectly matched it so that this is the most fertile it could potentially be in this area, with a base of like 53 in the middle here. You can see this is a very infertile zone, but because we put our canals around it, it's got a very high fertility rate. So if we want to, we could just put another one right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that so that we have access to more jobs for people to do, because ideally we don't mind doing these jobs. And like I mentioned, I like to try to do more organic flows, because something that a lot of people get into, and you can see we have a very small map actually, something that a lot of people get into though is they want to do the extreme grid, and that can get really boring. So I try to do grid, but with like a little bit of flow to it, wherever I need to, if I have to. But sometimes if it requires, I will literally demolish an area like I did here. And I just moved the throne over here so that it was out of the way. I also moved the laboratory over here, added a few more slots, and all of this import-export depot and graveyard get tossed over, as well as the warehouse here for spare goods of any type, and then our janitor and some spare housing for the people who live over here. All of our pumps too, I think of which we need 20 workers. Yep, 20 workers to work at the pumps. They supply a good amount of water, and I actually probably could extend these. Ideally, the reason I extend it is because the more length we have, the more potential tree or wood we'll have. So this area will turn fertile, and then we have potential for more wood to cut down, providing our carpenters with a lot more to actually do. We don't want to run out of wood, especially not in the desert, because we are in the middle of a desert. It is just in a lake region, kind of like something like Egypt. And the first Lizard series we did was based on an Egyptian theme. This one is definitely not. Regardless, this is our last little bit here. We have our clay pit. The clay pit, he keeps everything going so that we can upgrade all of our wells. And also we built the charcoaler with that. Ideally, we'll get a potter going so that we can get some pottery. We can upgrade these buildings and all of that stuff. Mevians, like I said, are the easiest to start going with. So if you're a new player and you want to get into the game itself, just play as the Mevians, because they are the best by far at everything. Combat, all of it. And you can avoid the jobs you dislike. You see, I have $150,000. If I wanted to feed them apples or fruit, I could purchase fruit, and then they'd be happy that way. Or I could purchase other needs that I want to cover early on. I've thought about military stuff, but it's kind of a iffy thing when you can build it yourself. It's pretty simple. Ideally, we got metal coming in. We have space for more metal smelters. We have space for more iron workers. So we could technically just build a building for us to make weapons. And that would be way cheaper in the long run than buying those outright. So like if I wanted to, the tech wouldn't be too much. I get into a laboratory, place it here, get some more people. Then I just produce a smithy for here, have him making some tools, and have another one making flanks. And that's it. We have a tailor making the leather armor, flanks, and tools, and that will keep this whole area good. The tools will help increase our our labs, as well as our smelting and other buildings. And then we'll have obviously our flanks and stuff, so we can kill people with them. So, we have our plans, we have our goals for the next episode, and like I had mentioned, I think I kind of cut myself off early in the beginning. This series is just kind of in between. I am still doing Gardavania, and I didn't really say why I was pausing. It's just mostly because I need a break from such a large city, so many characters, so much going on all the time. And I know for a fact, and this is what I was getting to the point at earlier, as to why Jake is so busy. V.67, I don't know why I keep saying Z. It's probably because 6-7 is very hard for someone with my accent to say. I actually have to focus to say that. 6-7 is going to be coming not as soon as Jake would like, so I don't mind putting off Gardavania, and I also have plenty of time. I've got all the time in the world for these series, so I've just felt like it would be a good opportunity to do this series. So if you guys are the few people who stuck it out this far to the end of the video, I appreciate you. You make the dream come true, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Say goodbye to Gorok. Gorok Talashan. Beautiful man. Look at him. What a beast. What a legend.